He's quite a character. And I always love it when he comes and that quacks for us.
Oh, he tried to show me. Yes, and I am his son-in-law. He tried to show me, and he made it feel like he made it out to me like, hey, it's very simple, but it's not. It's not very simple.
I know it.
Yeah,
I tell you what, he's great. And, you know, he used to be on Hee Haw doing that.
Simple, yes, but it's not.
Yep.
It's not very simple.
I know it.
Got to watch him firsthand where he
I
did
tell you what,
banjos
he's great.
with
And,
the
you know, he
backing
used to
track
be on
where he
Hee
does
Haw
the
doing that.
abduction and the
but it's
banjo
not.
part.
It's not very
I
simple.
know it.
Got to watch him firsthand where he
I tell you what,
he's
great.
and
You know, he used to be on Hee Haw doing that.
It's actually pretty
I know
entertaining.
It's not very
I know it.
Got to watch him firsthand where
I tell you what,
he's kind of
great.
one of the guys that I'm trying to learn from. Not only how about the writing craft, it's not very willing to do that.
I know it. Yeah, he wrote a great song that Lori Morgan recorded, one called What Part of No Don't You Understand? Remember that song?
Oh, my gosh. My favorite of his is the George Strait song, One Look at You and Then Look at Me. It's Songwriting 101, all in one line there. But I love...
Oh, yeah.
I
love... let's see, what did he... Colin Ray tune, he... I can't remember the title
every
of it,
second.
but it was...
Every second.
Let's see, what did he...
Every second.
Every minute, every second, every hour, every day.
Oh,
that's what I remember the title
every
of it.
second.
Great song.
The Cowboy Church you're a part of, I've been there a few times, and it's always an amazing experience. A tremendously large listening audience. Church you're a part of, I've been there a few times, and around the world every week. When you got on, when you became a part of that, was there any nerves? I don't know how long you've been a part of the Cowboy Church here, but it's one of the biggest broadcasts out there. Is it? And when you were doing that, is there any thought of, wow, hundreds of thousands of people can hear what I'm playing or what I'm singing right now?
You know what? I used to think about that, but I don't do that. I don't think about that anymore. I just get up there and try to do the best I can, and then sound good for for the people in the audience. And I forget that we're on TV and radio and everything. But I've been doing it so long up there. But I am. I have to be careful, not to scratch my nose or anything like that, because we are on TV. they are filming it.
See, I didn't know that it's on TV now. Wow.
Well, they haven't got it aired yet, but they are filming it and for broadcast later on.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Well, Tom, let's go back to the beginning. Where did you come from originally? What state?
Well, I came from the great state of Iowa. I'm from a little town called Pacific Junction, and it's a very small town. It's right near Council Bluffs, if you've ever heard of Council Bluffs.
I've heard of it, but I don't know where it's at. Is that northwest?
And that Council Bluffs is right across the river from Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah, okay. I played in a great town there back in the 70s called Osage, Iowa.
Well, I've heard of that.
Yeah. I've been there. Did a 2-night stand at Osage, Iowa. Only place in Iowa I've ever played at. I've been through Iowa quite often, but Osage was a good venue one night for 2 nights one weekend. So that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. So, well, good. So what got you from Iowa? Did you go right from Iowa to Nashville, or did you make many stops in between?
Well, what happened? I was a disc jockey up in Omaha, Nebraska. At a radio station called KOZN. It was a big country station, and I was really enjoying it. And one day, Johnny Western came in the station, and I interviewed him. And he's the fellow that sang "Have Gun Will Travel," reads the card, on Paladin.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he says he knew I was a guitar player and played some fiddle. And he says, "I've got a friend." He says, "Would you like to go on the road and start playing?" And we work a lot with Grand Ole Opry people. I said, I'm there, I'm ready. So that's what I kind of always wanted to do. So I joined a group called Larry Good and the Good Times, and I worked with them for a while, and I decided, well, you know what? We're going to come to Nashville. So I came to Nashville, and I met Billy Walker. And my second week in Nashville, I was playing on the Grand Ole Opry with Billy.
Wow.
That was pretty neat, yeah.
Yeah, that's something you don't hear too often. Yeah, you don't hear a lot of that second week. I'm already on the Opry.
The Billy Walker, I worked over in Music Valley for about 6 years, and he was one of the, quote, characters that I got to meet over there, and that I got to learn a lot about who, that special generation that built up Nashville to what it is today. So Billy is the first guy you worked with when you came to town?
Right, yeah. And then after I worked with Billy, then I went on the road with Leroy Van Dyke. I worked with him for about 4 years. And traveled all over the country with old Leroy.
Wow.
The auctioneer, and we played a lot in Las Vegas, and it was a really good experience. And I had enough of the road life, so I decided, well, I'm going to go over to Nashville and maybe get a set-down job. And so I came to Nashville and started playing at the Nashville Palace, and I worked there a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then... And since then, I've just been playing in the Nashville area. I don't want to really go too far. You know what I mean? Right. So, but it's been good. I've been staying really busy, and
good.
It's like I'm playing every weekend or 2-3 times a week.
Now, did you start off playing guitar, or did you start fiddle first, or?
Well, I actually started when I was a little kid. Started playing fiddle, and then one of my friends that I went to grade school with brought this electric guitar in school, and I saw that. I thought, man, that's what I want to play. So I picked up. I got a big guitar and started playing the guitar then, and so kind of left the fiddle behind, and then took it up later, and then kind of. So I played guitar in little rock and roll bands in high school and everything. And
what was the name of the band? Time. What was the name of the band?
The band was called the Excels.
Okay.
And we played a lot up in Omaha, Nebraska, at a place called Sandy's Escape. And it was a real cool place for teens to go. I don't think they even have any things like that anymore, where teenagers can go and dance and hear good music.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a different world.
Oh, I'm sorry. I always love hearing people who played in bands early on. What was their first band name? We get so many cool, odd, weird names. I love it, especially when they're my age or a little older. They're coming from the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. Band names were just horrendous band names, So I love hearing some of that. Yes.
Yeah, back then, of course, when the Beatles were really popular, and we were all trying to look like the Beatles. We had the Beatle boots, the hair touching the ear,
and
the
that
teachers,
long hair.
Hey, you guys get a haircut.
Yep. That was long hair back then. It was touching the ears, and that's long hair. Look at us now. I'm sitting here with the ponytail. I'm here with a ponytail halfway down my back, So, but I'm going to grow it. As long as I got it, I'm going to grow it.
There is nothing wrong with long hair.
So I love long hair. Amanda's over here. She's got long hair. It's all braided and stuff. So we like long hair. But so you got your start. Now, do you continue? Are you writing songs currently? Is that your mainstay? Is that what you like to do a lot now? And then you started talking about you've been doing your ventriloquist act. But what do you say is your mainstay right now? What do you do the most?
Well, I just playing guitar and fiddle, and then a lot of recordings. I have my own little recording studio, and that keeps me busy. And I wrote a song, and I had it on the internet. And this Steve Kilgore, the fellow that made my ventriloquist dummy, he says, "I like that song." He said, "I'd like to publish that." And then he's forming a record label called Kilgore Records, and so I signed with a record company called Kilgore Records.
Excellent.
And Steve Kilgore is the son of Merle Kilgore. Merle, of course, wrote Ring of Fire and Wolverton Mountain, and he was Hank Williams Jr.'s road manager for many, many years,
right.
And then he passed away. But Steve's kind of taken over and getting in the music business and everything, and so it's a real good thing to know Steve and to be on his record company and his publishing company too.
Well, good. Now, do you have something where people can get online and buy your songs or the stuff that you've been producing? Are they able to purchase that?
No, I haven't really done that. Most everything I do is demos, you know.
Right.
I don't really do any mastering in my my studio. But I get a pretty good sound. But it's not like the sound the big boys get in the studios. But it's a lot of fun.
Well, that's good.
But I know I don't have anything available. I'm sorry.
So what's
I did.
Yeah, what's coming up on your schedule? What do you got next that we might be able to get to come out and see? I know the Cowboy Church, right?
Yeah, I'll be there Sunday. Now, Friday night, I'm performing in Ashland City at the Senior Center there in Ashland City. I'm on the senior tour now.
Hey, you made the big time.
I did. That usually keeps me busy on weekends playing the senior clubs around Nashville. And but it's a wonderful place, and people really enjoy the music, and they dance and everything, and they treat us really good.
Well, that's good. That's Sunday night in Ashland?
No, Friday night.
All right, Sunday night.
Friday night. Yeah, Friday night in Ashland City, and then I don't have anything Saturday, but Sunday is the Cowboy Church.
Okay. That sounds good. What time does the Cowboy Church start?
It starts at 10 o'clock.
Okay. Well, good, good. We'll try to get anybody down there. I have yet to come down there. I've been invited to come down, and, of course, just Sundays have been crazy with us and everything going on, and with my dad getting out of the hospital and rehab, so I've been pretty tied up. But one of these days I'm going to come down there.
Well, you should. I'd love to meet you. That would be great.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah, Jason's been down. Matter of fact, he sang with us a few times.
Yeah, well, you won't want me to sing. We'll clear out the Cowboy Church, or they'll pray for healing, that's for sure. For their own ears, probably.
Miss Brenda Lynn Allen's singing this Sunday at Cowboy Church, the lady that's on the TV show with us.
Oh, excellent. And
she's going to be singing. She's real cute little gal. And she sings real good and everything. And so, yeah, it's going to be a good time.
So now this little mannequin that you got, this little ventriloquist gentleman you got, so are you doing shows with him now on a regular basis? Or are you taking him? Is he part of your act?
Not on a regular basis, but I'm kind of working up an act. And I'm going to be performing at our church is having a big thing at the Nightlife Theater in Nashville, right there on Music Valley Drive, and I'm going to do about 10 minutes.
Okay. Now, does he sing?
For our church. So I'm kind of getting started. I haven't done a lot yet. I've done a few senior centers and everything. Some of the people don't get the jokes. Well, I keep them clean, keep the jokes clean. But,
right.
I always want to do that. I don't want to know off-color jokes or anything. But I have a good time with him, and he's going to be really fun to put him on TV, and he's going to be our comedian.
Tom, I'm looking at him right now, and I don't think Mark knows this, but what is his name? And I love the town in Tennessee that he's from.
Oh, Bug Tussle, yeah. His name is Elwood.
He's Elwood from Bug Tussle, Tennessee. Now, where's Bug Tussle at?
Well, it's about 30 miles from Turkey Trot.
Oh, I love that, yeah.
There you go.
So I've been right through there and didn't even know it.
Yeah, and it's not too far from Hogsnort, Tennessee.
I think I played there in the 80s.
There you go. I love it. Oh.
I've got to say, I absolutely love his feet. They're so cute. I love
the feet.
They cute? They are adorable.
Yeah,
I'm taking a look.
Something else.
I'm taking a look at his feet right now.
The overalls, the bare feet. That's just
whoever
great.
makes that guy, he does a really detailed job, doesn't he?
Oh, he does a great job. He really does good. Yes.
Now I'm going to have to say, I don't know if you people out there want to get ventriloquist dolls made, but this guy here, if you cut off half the picture and you just seen the blue jeans on the feet, you'd swear that's a real person's foot right there.
Yeah, they really look real. That's
that
what I
real.
was admiring. I've got a 6-year-old daughter, and they look very similar to her feet.
He does a great job. So do you practice?
Yeah, he doesn't have any shoes, so he's always barefooted.
Yeah, those feet are cleaner than mine are ever,
So do you spend a lot of hours a week working on ventriloquism with that, or?
Well, a few, yeah. I need to do a lot more, though. I have a lot of trouble with my moving my lips, and so that I've got to work on that. And That's the whole thing about ventriloquism, is not moving your lips, right?
That's usually the trick. I can't do that. I just hold the dial up and just talk normal, and it don't fly real well. But
yeah,
I think you're supposed to smile the whole time, isn't that right?
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to do it is just smile and kind of let it flow through your teeth.
the best ventriloquist.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, smile and just
Yeah. The one, and I'm going to forget his name, the best ventriloquist I've seen was on the first year America's Got Talent, where he won it.
Yeah.
I can almost say his name, but phenomenal. Where he did he had the Tony Bennett, where he did Tony Bennett, probably better than Tony Bennett. And he did Dean Martin. He did Garth Brooks. Unbelievable. And it's like the judges were saying, you're a better singer than the people that's on our contest, much less being a ventriloquist. This guy was phenomenal. So
I've heard about him. I've never seen his act, but I do watch Jeff Dunham. Oh, love watching Jeff Dunham. He's so good.
Oh yeah, he's good. He's crazy. Of course, the Ahmad or Ahmed, is classic.
Oh, Ahmed.
Yeah, it's classic. So,
Jalapeno on the stick.
jalapeno. So hopefully we get to.
Oh yeah, he's great too, isn't he?
And in about a year, Tom, we want to have you back with your ventriloquist doll, and we will hope we'll have some staple lines like we do with these other guys with you, where we can go, man, Tom and his puppet Elwood, man, you remember that line when he did this or that? So we're going to hold you to that, Tom. Yeah,
That's great.
You got to come up with a great line and a great hook like Ahmed does. I kill you.
I know. I will.
What makes that puppet so real? Not so much the funny and the one-liners. It was his eyebrows. When he would make facial expressions, the puppet would make eyebrows. I laughed my butt off just the facial expressions of the puppet. He didn't have to say a word.
I know it, and you get to thinking that they're actually real. They're talking, but they're not. But it's amazing how realistic they can make them come to life.
Well, they come a long ways, and I don't know, and I could be wrong here, but I think ever since Jim Henson and the Muppets came out, it took that whole puppeteering level. I mean, because you're watching them on TV, and there's no people around that you can see. But it's almost like they're really talking. Like you see Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy, and you're laughing at them. And for a minute you're going, "Wait a minute, this is just a piece of cloth with some fur on it." And
I know it.
And you're relating to it.
Amazing.
And you're relating to
Mark,
it.
Mark, are you telling me that the Muppets aren't real? Is that what you're saying?
No, they're real. They're real.
Okay, you scared me for a minute. I was fixing to cry.
Kermit the Frog.
I have a quick question. Has he ever just looked at you before? Just turned his head and stared at you?
The puppet?
Yes.
No, but I tell you what, if he ever did, no, boy. I think I'd be running out the door.
It would be a success, automatically,
Yeah, you set the doll down and it turns his head and looks at you. Oh, yeah, that
Oh,
activates to go
yeah.
away.
You mean on his own, without even turning his head, huh?
Elwood, the 13th of Friday. Yeah, we don't need that.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say thank you so much for that because I'm sure Tom's going to have great dreams tonight now.
Oh, yeah, I'll be thinking about that. I'm walking in there and he looking, staring at me and then turning his head and saying something to me, too.
Okay, one question I've always had for a ventriloquist. What do you do when you have indigestion, really bad gas, or you have a tickling in your throat and you know you can't control it? How do you play that off?
Well, I don't think I've ever had that problem. I don't think, anyway.
Just joking with you, but I was just kind of curious anyway, though.
I know it. That would be something, though, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I could blame it on Elwood, saying.
Andy just totally. Andy added to your nightmare right there.
Yeah.
You could have a great Beano ad with Elwood,
Oh, yeah.
A great what?
Beano ad. Have you not ever heard of Beano?
Beano?
Beano, yeah. They're Beano gas, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was a little slow right there. So, sorry. But been one of them nights like that with all the technical difficulties. Apparently, I'm part of the technical difficulties. But so, anyways, but One of these times, Tom, we're going to have to get you down here, get you in person. The same way as me, I got to get up there and see you up in Nashville at the Cowboy Church. I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. I would love to come down and see you guys in person. That'd be wonderful.
Yeah, we got to get you down here. Bring your ventriloquist Dow Elwood. We'll get you up with the fiddle and the guitar and entertain the people here at our venue. So we'll see if we can get that done. Andy wants to say something.
Okay.
I just want to say something about the church there. Of course, I lived in Nashville in the 90s, and I had a dear friend of mine that lost his fight with type 1 diabetes, and he was just 30 years old. And the Cashes, the Cash family, and they're amazing people, and I'll never will forget to this day. And I don't know if his parents are still attending the church there. They were devoted to it. The Freeman family, Daryl and Ann Freeman, but their son's name was Foy. Well, anyway, Miss Cash came and actually performed at his funeral, and that meant that meant the world to me. She came.
Yeah. I don't know if I know him. I would probably recognize him, but I don't know the names. But yeah, Joanne, she's just a great person.
She is just a
so spiritual.
A huge heart, and to me, that really meant a lot, because it was hard enough, just being there with his mom and dad, and then seeing your friend at such a young age, and it was something I'll never forget, because she came and sang and dedicated some songs in memory of them, and it meant a whole lot. But it just shows you the nature of them as people. You can be a superstar, but if you can't touch the heart or the life of just a common person, if you can't come down off the pedestal and come down to the people, who really are you? Because really, if you're not a superstar in God's eyes and the way you treat people, you're not anyone. And so to me, when I witnessed that, it really meant a lot. Here I am, and Miss Cash is there, and it was an experience I'll never forget to this day. And I still go over there to visit his grave there in Gallatin. But I know that for Daryl and Ann, I'm sorry, but I know for Daryl and Ann, they may still be there in Mount Juliet, and I know they were dedicated to the church there.
Oh, I don't know. I'll ask Joanne about that when I see her Sunday.
Yeah, she'll remember Daryl and Ann Freeman, and she'll probably remember Foy. His name was Foy Freeman. He's from Michigan.
Foy Freeman, okay.
My name's Andy Parton, and
okay.
I'll never will forget that. This is something that touched me. Just about the church, And I tell you, if anyone's never visited Cowboy Church, it is something. It really is. It is.
It sure is. Yeah, it's wonderful. The music, and it's so relaxed, and you can come to church wearing your cowboy hat if you want.
Well, there you go. I had a chance to meet Miss Cash and Mr. Yates. I don't know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago maybe, where they actually came down to Manchester, Tennessee, and performed at the Family Music Center's Gospel Fest, first and only Gospel Fest, and she headlined it. And it was cool because the first time she walked in the door, her and her husband, you're kind of sitting there, kind of going, "Oh man, this is a Cash family right here." And she walked in, and she was very nice. And I had an album of Johnny up on the wall, and Mr. Yates saw it and said, "Look, there's your brother." And that was so odd. It was so odd. I never had anyone look at Johnny Cash's album up there and goes, "Hey, there's your brother." And it was real.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, there's your brother. And she goes, "Oh, yeah, Johnny was 6 years old when that picture was made. And I was in the room when that picture was made, but I was in Mama's arms. I was too young to know it." And then,
isn't that? Oh my gosh!
It was just crazy, kind of reality check all of a sudden. But the thing
yeah, I love when we're in the green room waiting for the Cowboy Church to start. She'll tell stories about Johnny and the family. It's just so interesting.
Oh,
and
yeah. Well,
to hear it firsthand,
Yeah, we went to her house to do a Legends Storyteller show, which we still need to get on the air, and it's been my delay to do that. But we walked to her house. We heard great stories. But there's a picture of her and Elvis and Johnny on the wall in the kitchen. And, of course, we all have pictures of ourselves, with Elvis on the wall in our kitchen, but she does. And I said, "Oh, so you met Elvis?" And she goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Johnny was playing. Elvis was there that night. It took me 2 hours to get away from him." I went, "It took you 2 hours to get away from him?" She goes, "Yeah, that boy can talk. Nice fella, but it took me 2 hours." I said, You're trying to get away from Elvis? You have to be the only woman on the planet that tried to get away from Elvis. She goes, well, I had a lot of things I had to do. So I thought that was hilarious. But great people. So
yeah, Johnny and Elvis used to work together a lot, and pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, they're good people. So if you get down to the Cowboy Church, go down. It'll be a great entertainment. It's a great thing. And it's a great thing they do down there anyway. So it's a good place to go. And I've just got to get down there one of these days. I got to free up my schedule somehow.
You need to do that. Come up and be sure to say, hey,
hey.
I'm on the right-hand side of the stage. Something like, I'm on the right-hand side when you walk in, and
okay.
Sit there, and I'll be the fiddle player.
I'll come in and wave at you, and you're going to go, security, who's that guy? But we'll come and wave at you. Well, Tom, we're going to have to kind of cut off a little early since we had a technical delay that's going to push the next show back a little bit, and their artist is here waiting on us. So, again, I want to thank you for putting up with us tonight and all the little technical glitches that we had. We hope people get to come out and watch that TV show when it finally comes out. When you finally start shooting, you'll put something on your Facebook post, right?
Oh, I definitely will. Everybody will know about it.
Okay, good.
And I appreciate you having me on, and I've had a lot of fun and talking to y'all, and it's just been a great night.
Well, we really appreciate you getting on board with us, and we'll all get to come up there one of these days and get to see you. And again, we can't wait to get you down here and perform live for us here in Manchester. So, Tom, I want to thank you and wish you the best, and hopefully we'll get to see you real soon.
Well, thank you so much, and you all have a great evening.
All right. Thanks, Tom. You have a good night.
Thank you. Bye.
That was Mr. Tom Campbell on the line with us. Great fiddle player, great guitar player, and hopefully going to be a great ventriloquist. He started that out. He's got a TV show that he's working on. Goes down to the Cowboy Church for 15 years he's been at the Cowboy Church. So get to go down there, and if you see the fiddle player, you're talking to Mr. Tom Campbell and getting to watch him play live. So, Tom, we want to thank you. What a great guy, great entertainer. So we hope to get to see him soon.
Very jolly guy.
Yes, he is.
Really,
He's a
really
happy man.
That's wonderful.
So we are running a little long tonight. I'm going to look at the other two over here. Is there anything you want to get on this segment before we go to the next segment? Or you want to wait till you get on Randy's show? We'll do that. So
that really just hurt me. That made me feel bad.
No.
What are you trying to do over there, Mark?
Never hurts. We got Randy's guest. Can't wait to get up there to get butchered by us. But he's not talking to me, so he's got a good show coming on. So I'm going to tell everybody I want to thank you all for listening to the Midnight Madness show. Check us out. Like our Facebook page. Share it. Pass it on. We got almost a year worth of artists all booked up for this show. We got special events going on throughout the year. Brian's got us hooked up on. We got the Folk Fest that we're going to be shooting live. We got a whole bunch of things. We might even be able to do something while we're down in Jacksonville, Florida, live on the air with Brian. We don't know. We haven't talked to Brian about that yet, but we might be able to do something live from down there. We're just going to have a good time. So check us out. Like the page. Share it. I'm going to say thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Randy, for filling in for the Hillbilly Heartthrob, who was unable to be here tonight. Thank you, Jason, for calling in for what you could.
It took all three of us to stand in for him.
It took all three of them to cover the Hillbilly Heartthrob.
It took all three of us to fill the ego, and fill the
It took
fill
three
the
to
room.
fill the ego, but it only took a half of one to fill the hair. But that's all right. So with that, I am Mark the DJ Doctor saying good night.